Hello and welcome back to another podcast on my channel for the first time in a very long time. I believe the last one was like August or September or something like that. So it's been a very long
Yeah.
time. Uh, those also weren't full podcasts. They were only like funny moment compilations, and they, to be honest, they weren't quite funny at all. But uh, at least it was something. But now I'm back with Mr. ConMac. Tosh is joining us in a while, like 20 minutes or however long this first part of the discussion takes. And we'll
Yeah.
talk about video games and mostly what Nintendo has in store for 2020 and beyond. And afterwards, we'll talk about the future of the MCU and how Marvel has taken a step in the very, very wrong direction.
Yeah.
Okay, so should we?
So wait,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, you can go.
Oh, okay. Is this season two, episode one, or season two, episode two?
It'll be season two, episode one. I don't really know how
Okay.
I'm gonna split this up into like seasons and stuff. I don't know. Maybe perhaps
I don't know. I
every
just
year
thought it
should
was a
should
cool
be one
idea to
season.
name it season two.
Oh, yeah. Uh, so perhaps like every year should be one season, or every like 5 episodes or something,
Yeah.
or every season perhaps should be a season, or like of the year. Uh, but anyways, so should we just go over the games that are not Nintendo first, just to get them out of the way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't actually have much knowledge of what games are still coming out this year. There were a bunch of games coming, but I know that like half of them at least have been delayed due to the coronavirus. Uh, for example, it was just announced a couple days ago, I believe, that The Last of Us Part 2, a game that I've been anticipating ever since I played the first game, has been delayed uh, until, well, indefinitely. They haven't announced the new release date yet.
To be honest, I'm kind of surprised they're delaying games because like video game companies are like relying more on like online sales now instead of like physical game copies. Like obviously people are gonna want to get physical games, but like I'm surprised they're delaying games. Like it just like boggles my mind because like people make like companies make so much more money now from online sales.
Yeah, I agree. It's very strange, especially uh, yeah, they can just download the games, and it's also much easier for people to just go into a store and grab a game very quickly, just as they grab food from the from regular stores, and uh,
Mhm.
and so it's not a lot of people gathering up in the same place at once and being there for a long time. And these
When I go to when I
yeah.
Okay. When I go to my local GameStop or whatever, there's literally like two people in it at once.
Yeah, well, GameStop is not really the most popular store
Oh,
in
I
these
know.
times.
To be honest, I mostly get my games from Walmart because that's
Yeah,
literally where all the games are cheaper.
yeah, we have. Well, usually here in Norway they cost about the same in every store, except for one store called Platekompaniet, which is like uh, I'm not sure exactly what the direct translation is, but it's they used to sell like um, covers
Wasn't
and
it like crazy expensive,
yeah, it's like
or
at
was it
least
crazy
like
cheap?
400, but 400 Norwegian kroners more than any other store,
Mm,
which is like insane. So, but people still go there to buy stuff because they have a good selection and it's placed in the middle of the center of the biggest city we have in our closest area, Bergen. So people, it's the most uh, easy and convenient store to visit when in the city. If you want to buy games and movies and stuff, that is. But Naughty
yeah,
Dog,
I just
the developers of no, The Last of Us, and which was just delayed, they stated that the game is practically finished already, but they are delaying it due to financial and economic reasons.
Dude, Nintendo doesn't have anything scheduled.
Yeah,
Like I'm just trying to think, and like I can't think of one release.
they have the remastered Xenoblade Chronicles with like a new
Mm,
epilogue, but that's like
Switch
pretty much
Lite,
it.
there's no purpose in it. That's off topic, but I'm sorry.
Well, they do have two games, or three games, I believe, but they haven't gotten release dates yet. They have Breath of the Wild 2, and they also have Bayonetta 3, I think, and like one other game. I don't know. I don't remember quite what it was, but they have they have some big titles coming up, but they don't. Well, they have Metroid. Metroid was supposed to be coming like last year or something, but they had to restart production. I think we mentioned that in a previous podcast.
I was hyped for Smash Bros. Ultimate, but after like a month, I just like stopped playing it.
Yeah, I haven't played for a long time either. I usually go in to play whenever a new DLC character gets released, but I only play for like a few days and then I stop again.
I I only got Piranha Plant and Joker.
Yeah, I
I
bought
have the money for the other DLCs, but
the pass, so I got every character when they released. But I didn't get to playing Byleth until like a month after her release. Um, but yeah, if you look at a Final Fantasy VII remake, which is coming out on April 10th, which is next week actually, that game has not been delayed. It's actually been released early for a lot of people, and it's still coming out on the date it was originally scheduled to come out on. And if they can do it, I don't see any reason why Naughty Dog can't release The Last of Us 2 as well. Even
yeah.
even Animal Crossing and the most recent Doom Eternal, well, they actually released both on the exact same day, but they also came out in the exact scheduled when they were supposed to. So it's very strange in my opinion.
Yeah.
Do you know of any other big games coming? Well, it's Ghost of Tsushima, I think it's called. That other
Mm,
PlayStation game. That's rumored to
I'm gonna
be.
search up real quick. Nintendo games in 2020. I don't know any.
I don't think they have any first party titles actually coming. They have some third party ones, but they're all old, being brought over for the first
Pokemon
time.
Mystery Dungeon. That's about it.
Yeah, they have DLC for Sword and Shield coming, and they have the next Smash DLC fighter from ARMS coming in June.
Bro, there is so many anime games coming out. Jesus.
What? Could you give some examples?
Oh, okay. Let's see this. Super Crush KO.
What the hell is that?
Uh,
That sounds like something a name a kindergarten kid could make up.
Rune Factory 5.
5.
Yeah, 5.
They probably have like I think
Yeah, honestly, I don't know.
I think like
2019, Nintendo made a big splash.
a splash. I guess. Well, I don't think they actually have had a very big year since like 2017 when the Switch released. They have had some good sales, but like quantity wise, they haven't really had that many games to offer people. Uh,
I'm surprised how little sales the Switch made. I think it only got like 30 million, and like in a year, the Wii got like 80.
yeah, well, it's the Wii came when Nintendo was just starting it out with its gimmicks
Yeah,
and
true.
stuff,
Yeah.
and now it's so oversaturated that you see the most recent Ring Fit Adventure that it's like a rhythm game for Switch where you use it's like the Wii except it sucks and and you have to do like rhythm games to music and stuff. It looks really bad. I haven't tried it, but Actually, I think it sold
Nintendo
really
still
well, but
makes Just Dance games for the Wii.
I think actually the last one that dropped was the last one, the one for 2020.
Yeah.
I think they told people that that was going to be the last Wii game ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think
Damn.
so. So they just had a Nintendo Direct, like what was it, like a week and a half ago, or something like that. Uh, and they had nothing really new to show. They had uh, some small ports from other consoles like the PlayStation and Xbox, but they had
I'm just
nothing.
thinking, like,
Yeah.
in like the past year, there was like Super Mario Party. I'm talking about like first-hand games.
Uh huh.
There's Super Mario Party, there's Smash Bros. Ultimate, there was Super Mario Maker 2.
Well, Smash was
I
in
only know my
2018.
Mario games. I don't know any other games. There's Yoshi's Crafted World, which wasn't very popular. There's Luigi's Mansion 3.
Well, Smash and Mario Party came in 2018, I think.
Yeah, but I counted them because they were like
Yeah.
super close.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess. Uh, and they had Pokemon games both in 2018 and 2019. But there are rumors
I'm not surprised.
that Mario will have a very big year this year. There's rumors of all his 3D titles being mashed into one package. That's that means 64, the Galaxy games, Sunshine,
Yeah, I want a
3D World.
64 remake to be honest.
You have you have the one on the DS, but yeah, I agree.
Oh, yeah, I should probably get the one on the DS. I don't have it, but is
It,
it the same game or is it different?
well, it's different because you play as Yoshi instead of Mario, and you can unlock Mario, Luigi, and Wario as playable characters.
Yo, I want to get this game now.
Uh,
Yoshi's my favorite character.
nice. It's actually quite a good game. I used to play it a lot when I was younger. It's best when you play it in a multiplayer mode, in my opinion. It has some fun, like side things you can do in multiplayer, like mini games and stuff. It's like Mario Kart on the DS and on the Wii, except you're not in carts. Uh,
Yo, I've been playing Mario Kart Wii for like 8 years. That is fire.
yeah, Mario Kart DS is actually my fourth favorite game of all time.
Yeah, we'll see that in part what 5 in a year.
If it ever gets released. I've tried to put it in every poll, but it always gets like the least amount of votes.
Outbid by like the Flash part 86.
Oh my god, I was so angry when that happened. I put it in as a joke and I was hoping people wouldn't actually vote for it. But of course they did, I should have seen it before coming a mile away. And I also tried like releasing the most recent videos I released, the ones that were not in the poll. I tried to release them to see if I could get like an outside audience that wasn't already invested in my channel, and of course those videos got the least amount of views.
Yeah, annoying orange has gone too far.
Yeah, well, that was just a joke video for April Fools.
Yeah.
I didn't expect anyone to actually watch that. I don't think people even watched until the end. I saw Grath commenting that he thought it was actually about annoying orange until the April Fool's warning or
I watched
like
it for
thing
like
showed
a
up.
minute and then I'm like, I can't watch this.
uh, but you should watch the very end after the April Fool's message, because I remade the annoying orange intro, but with clips of Donald Trump instead, and I thought it came out quite funny. Uh,
I'll see that.
but yeah, Nintendo they are pushing DLC and free updates for many games. Like they already have updates coming for Animal Crossing for Easter, and they have the DLC for Smash Bros and Pokemon coming, and they also have a game called like Trials of Mon or something like that, and some other small games like RPGs and stuff that I personally don't care about, but I think many people do. And I do think we're so used to getting Nintendo Directs, we haven't gotten a proper one since September actually. And I think it's
Really?
mostly, yeah, it's been the longest wait ever for Nintendo Direct actually.
I thought the last big one was the one where they revealed Mario Maker 2.
No, that was even earlier. That was before like the second podcast we had.
I think that was January 2019.
Mm,
No, it's February 4th, I think.
I'm not sure. Uh, it was a
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah, something like that. I'm not sure. Uh, well, yeah, I don't know. But they had a direct for like indie games and one for Pokemon earlier this year, like in January or February. But they only had the most recent one wasn't a proper direct. It was just a mini direct as they called it. So my guess was that they originally had something huge planned for E3, but since E3 is cancelled, they most likely will push it out at the same time, but online instead. Just just like PlayStation will probably do with their state of play.
Honestly, I was thinking, like, I've been thinking of this for a while. It'll probably never come out. Like, it definitely won't come out on the Switch. It might come out in like 10 years or something. But like a Mario Kart like Ultimate or something like that, where it contains like only the best tracks from like every single Mario Kart game. That would be awesome, but
Yeah, that
I
would be
don't know.
cool. What game would you want them to adapt the gameplay mechanics of if they were to do that?
Honestly, I've gotten so used to the Wii ones, but probably the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Yeah, those are probably the most refined ones. Uh,
Yeah,
I've always wanted to try out Double Dash on the GameCube because it's so unique
me
compared to
too.
the other games.
Yeah.
I think you can play GameCube games on the Wii, can't you?
I think I think back then when there was the Wii Shop, you probably could, but the Wii Shop got taken down like a year ago.
Yeah, but I believe I read somewhere that you're able to, if you buy physical copies of GameCube games, you're able to play them on the Wii, just as you're able to play Wii games on the Wii U. And
No way.
and you can
If
also
that's true, then I'm gonna get some physical copies.
yeah, and you can also play Game Boy games and Game Boy Advance on the DS, and also DS games on the 3DS. So Nintendo is actually known for having some backwards compatibility. But the reason it's so hard usually for them is because their discs are so different every time. They have cartridges, they have like small discs, and they have regular discs, and it's really just a mess.
Oh yeah, GameCube games only work on some versions of the Wii. The original RVL001 model from 2000 accepts GameCube games and has memory cards, slots, and ports for GameCube controllers. You still need at least one GameCube controller and probably one or more memory cards.
Oh, yeah, I figured it was too good to be true, considering the fact that the GameCube discs are way smaller than the Wii discs. So it wouldn't really make
Yeah,
sense for them to fit in a regular Wii. I don't know what model we have, or I have. I have two, but
I
one
don't know.
one doesn't work.
I'm pretty sure the first one I had was the original one, and I don't know. I got a new one. Well, not a new one. It was pre-owned, and I think this is like my second or third year having it. I think it's an older model than I don't know.
I have a story to tell about my Wii. So, my uncle knows a guy. I don't remember his name, uh, but he's like a hacker and stuff, and he he does like computer stuff and things like that. And he had a disc, like a regular USB disc that he borrowed from my or he he borrowed it from my uncle to put games onto it. So he downloaded like copies of the games online, and he added them or transferred them to the USB drive, and it was like this huge disk thing that you could with like 1.5 terabytes or something, and then he connected it to the Wii we had, and it worked. It worked perfectly. You could play. It's like we had some from the DS as well. It's like you can scroll through hundreds of Wii games and play anyone you'd like, and you can choose the
That's
games you wanted
crazy.
yourself. But of course, after we got the Wii U, I decided that I was going to try and transfer the games from that disc from the Wii to the Wii U without actually having any knowledge of how to do it. And my English wasn't the best at the time either, so I just pressed some random stuff that I thought meant like, oh, transfer and whatever. And I ended up deleting the entire file and everything that was on the disc. And so
Jesus
afterwards,
Christ.
yeah, the disc was rendered like immobile, and you couldn't use it anymore, and every game was gone.
My God.
And I don't think I've ever been that mad and that disappointed in myself and ashamed of myself in my life.
Oh my God.
And we attempted to try over to do it over again. Well, my cousin also has one, Bobo, but he so my uncle was going to try to transfer or copy the games from their disc onto mine so we could have the same games. Uh, so he took my Wii, and that's over 2 years ago now, and I still haven't gotten it back. So he has both the disc and the Wii and everything else in his home. Okay, do you have any hopes for other Nintendo games that are going to be released in the this year or the coming years?
Nope. Just hoping for any surprising game that no one.
Yeah, I think personally, I really want the Kingdom Hearts games transferred, well, released on the Switch, as well as I want Sora in Smash Bros. Ultimate. But like aside from that, I don't really care that much what they release. Well, it would be cool to have like GTA on there or something. You never know if it might as well happen. They have Assassin's Creed and everything on there now, so there's a possibility, but I doubt it. And but I hope that rumor about the Mario collection is true, and I'm excited for Breath of the Wild 2, even though I I never played the original.
Yeah.
Okay, should we get Tosh and move on to the MCU then? So we just finished our discussion about video games and Nintendo in 2020. So and Connor has to go very soon, but we decided to start the MCU discussion now. Are you
Mhm.
are you ready to talk about our negative feelings towards the MCU nowadays?
Yeah. It's turned to shit.
Yeah. Okay. So if we start with this year, so this year they were originally going to release like two two movies and
Yeah.
two
Black
shows, I think,
Widow and Eternals.
and also these WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And well, I don't know about the shows, but I know that at least the movies have been pushed. Black Widow all the way to November 6th, and I don't.
Yep.
I know Eternals to 2021, and so all the
Oh,
movies.
they moved it
February
to
12th.
2021.
Yeah, well, they can't really release it like a month after Black Widow. That's too tight of a release schedule.
Yeah.
And so all the movies that were supposed to release in 2021 have been pushed to either very late that year or to the year after again. And the same goes for every other movie going forward. Captain Marvel 2 was announced just recently for 2022. And Spider-Man 3 was like, it was supposed to start shooting in June, I think, but it was pushed back again, and it's just chaos over there.
Yeah, that's forever gonna just like take a toll. Like every movie's always gonna get pushed back. It's not like they're ever gonna get back to their original plan.
Yeah. And I think, personally, I think the MCU peaked with Avengers Endgame. It's not my personal favorite movie, but they're never going to be able to top the success of that movie, I think. I don't think that's...
I think they peaked at Infinity War, and then like Captain Marvel brought it down, and then like Endgame was a little higher than Captain Marvel, but it wasn't as high as like Infinity War. It just like ended it,
Yeah, but I mean, like,
if that makes sense.
in the sense of, like, the economic state. That movie made the most money.
Box office.
Well, yeah, the box office, but also in popularity.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, things things don't look very promising at the moment, as far as
Yeah.
with
So,
regards to the future movies.
so Black Widow, in my opinion, looked very weak. I'd always thought a Black Widow movie would be interesting, but immediately after the first trailer,
Yeah, for real.
it was like these annoying Russian accents, and I don't know if, like, I wish they would just either get Russian people to actually speak Russian and have subtitles, or just have English actors speak English or American, because English actors trying to speak Russian, it just comes across as annoying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't even seen the full Black Widow trailer, like not even the teaser.
Yeah, I watched the first one, but I never watched the second one.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I watched the first one.
Yeah, and Taskmaster, one of my favorite Marvel characters ever. I especially liked him fighting Deadpool in the Ultimate Spider-Man show. He looks just stupid in this movie. He looks as though he's supposed to be copying fighting abilities, but he also gets kicked down in the elevator by that one Russian chick.
Yeah, I saw like he copied the abilities of Black Panther and Iron Man. That's all I remember.
Yeah, and Captain America. And I think Hawkeye as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say Captain America, but my memory is horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. But I
Not to mention mine.
but when he fights that Russian chick in the elevator and he gets beaten down by her, that makes no sense, because he should be able to instantaneously copy every ability she has. And so it seems like they are very much like pushing him down and underlining his capabilities because of feminism, and they want to make the women look stronger and stuff. And if I bet that Taskmaster is going to could even be revealed to be like a woman in the end or something.
Dude, if I'm being honest, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Neither would I.
Just like I just watched Charlie's Angels, the most recent one, and I always thought that these movies are very much pushing feminism, but they always have the man Charlie in the background, which is like the head figure and stuff. And at the end of the movie, they revealed that Charlie was in fact a woman. And after that, I swore to never watch a Charlie's Angels movie again in my life. And
one thing I hate about prequels is they're gonna win. Like like nothing bad is gonna happen because it's a prequel.
And nothing bad happens in Marvel movies anyway. Almost every important character comes back to life anyways.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're even talking about an Iron Man cameo for the Black Widow movie.
Yeah, that's been around for like 5 months.
Yeah.
But it's like footage. It's like footage from Civil War they never used.
Yeah, but it's still stupid.
Because Robert Downey Jr. is shit outside the MCU.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I did like him in Charlie Bartlett, but aside from that, I haven't really. I saw him in a movie called what was it called? Weird Science. That's a fun movie, but he sucked in it.
He probably sucked in Doolittle as well.
Yeah,
All right. I'll probably be back if I finish. Whatever. Bye.
Okay, see you.
I gotta eat.
And so we have Eternals, which is like the cream,
Oof.
the cherry on top of the pie. That's like the cream that, or the, what's it called? The straw that broke the camel's back. That's like
Yeah,
the movie no one is looking forward to except freaks. Like,
I'm
so
gluing myself to that movie.
yeah, so the Avengers was always like, it wasn't a team about diversity. It was a team about good characters that all had already been set up before,
Yeah,
and we already knew the characters, and we were excited to see them coming together.
yeah,
But now they're just using random ass characters. They have like a transgender person, a deaf person, some love triangle between a gay person, a lesbian, and some other chick. And what
it's
more?
so weird.
What more were they?
Uh, Trans,
Yeah, I already
like
mentioned
that.
that.
Um,
I mentioned
yeah,
trans,
I mean,
deaf, gay,
feminist.
feminist, yeah, and they're like
Um,
LGBTQ plus.
Queer.
Well, that's the same thing. So
Bi.
yeah, well, you get the point. But I don't have anything against gay people. Or lesbians or
Uh-huh.
whatever. But when you create characters and storylines just to push this and not actually serve the storyline in any way or serve the plot in any way, then it's stupid and it's annoying. And not only that, the Eternals are supposedly infinitely stronger than the Avengers and the Guardians combined times like a billion, and they could destroy the Earth with one like kick if they wanted to, and they're basically immortal, and no one can beat them, and they have ruled everything and everyone, and they could basically kill the Avengers if they wanted to, like just by breathing on them, and it's fucking stupid. And everything that has been so great about Marvel compared to DC for most people, or for many people, is that
Yeah.
DC was always about the supernatural. You always had the gods like Superman and the Flash and Wonder Woman, and then you had the mortals in Marvel that were just regular people like Spider-Man and Iron Man, who just built themselves up, and you could relate to them. But you can't fucking relate to the Eternals. That's like that's like it's like relating to a god because they are
I
gods.
mean,
It's
wasn't the Eternals supposed to be about like some psychological battle 6,000 years ago or something?
yeah, well, not 6,000, like 6 million or something, I think.
But I mean, what's the point of having all those powers if it's just a psychological battle?
It's probably going to be like a sort of like copy or a new way of showing the powers that Professor X had in the X-Men movies. He was a psychological person too, and he used like psychic powers, and it looked really stupid. But
But all of them.
I don't think it's.
I mean,
I don't think it's.
it just sounds.
I don't think it's literally like a psychological battle where nothing happens. I think it's more like Doctor Strange, except the things that are happening inside their minds, perhaps. Like instead of
So
in real
so
life.
so basically they have all these. Imagine if it's like they have all these fight scenes, and then the end they wake up and it was just a dream.
That's exactly what I could imagine from a movie like that. And
Yeah.
then you have Shang-Chi. That
Isn't he gay or something?
yeah, Asian and gay, and I think he beats his enemies by kicking them in the face or something. And he's fighting the real Mandarin, the one that should have been fighting Iron Man in Iron Man 3, but that was
One kick man.
that would probably most likely be the guy, what's he called, Bruce Lee, or
Yeah.
that other guy. What's the other guy called? There's another like
Uh,
Asian master martial arts dude.
Dwayne Johnson.
No, isn't he from like Hawaii or something?
I don't know.
I think so.
I mean,
But no, I don't remember his name. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Uh, well, yeah. So Shang-Chi, he's fighting the real Mandarin, which should have been fighting Tony back in Iron Man 3, but instead he's fighting this new character that literally no one cares about. And no one knows anything about. And it's
yeah.
just a regular fucking dude. And he's probably going to team up with the Eternals to like kick the Avengers' asses at some point or something. Like Civil War 2, Eternals and Shang-Chi versus Avengers and Captain Marvel.
I mean, Shang-Chi could knock down Thanos with their fingers.
Oh,
Right.
I think so. And
You
Captain.
can kill him just by being in the same universe as him.
Oh my god, like Buddha.
Oh,
And Captain Marvel 2 is supposedly going to be about the A-Force, and if you don't know what the A-Force is, it's the all-female Avengers team with only female members, which is basically like the epitome of feminist shit, trash.
yeah.
Captain Feminist strikes again.
Jesus.
Captain Marvel
Oh my
2,
God.
the return of Captain Feminist.
I mean, Captain Marvel wasn't a good movie.
I thought it was mediocre, but the characters themselves, especially like Jude Law's character and Brie Larson's Captain Marvel, were absolute garbage and had no interesting personality at all. And she also used a butt double, so that says it all.
Jesus. I mean, imagine that.
Uh-huh. And then you have the MCU shows coming up. You have the Loki show, the Hawkeye show, the Falcon and Winter Soldier show, and the WandaVision show. And I think they have some more coming up as well. And
Are you gonna watch them?
I guess I'll probably check them out. I'll watch like a couple episodes, and if I don't enjoy them, I won't watch anymore. But I'll check them out. I think WandaVision looks the most interesting. Falcon and Winter Soldier looks a bit boring. Loki we've only seen like one shot of, and Hawkeye just sounds like the most uninteresting, boring shit ever. Like, who actually wanted a show about Hawkeye of all people? He's like the least interesting character of all of them.
Yeah. I mean,
I can't even imagine how boring that would be. That show. And it's supposedly
yeah,
it's supposed to feature his daughter taking up the mantle as the new Hawkeye.
yeah.
Let's see what other movies are coming up. Well, they have Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is coming up. With
You think that will be good?
I have high hopes for it. I think the first Guardians movie was very good. The second one was like, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't as good as the first one. And in the third one, Thor is going to be there as well. So I think it has potential to be very good. Also, Spider-Man 3 with Tom Holland is coming. And I think that sounds pretty promising as well, especially with the cliffhangers that they ended on in Far From Home. I won't spoil them for you since you haven't watched the film, but I very highly recommend that film. It's one of my favorite MCU films. And I think they will have a lot to do with these characters. They also have Doctor Strange 2 coming and Black Panther 2. Black Panther 2 doesn't interest me at all, but I am actually a bit excited for Doctor Strange 2. It's called In the Multiverse of Madness, and it's going to be about Doctor Strange traveling between different worlds in the multiverse and fighting like some huge bad dude or something.
Isn't it so that Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness is supposed to be the first scary MCU film?
Yes, it was originally supposed to be a horror movie, but the original director stepped down from the movie because Marvel was too much of a pussy to let him actually go full horror. They wanted him to only have a few scary elements because Marvel is too afraid to take risks. And that's why DC is doing better than them currently. You had Joker, which had Joaquin Phoenix winning an Oscar for best performance, and it got huge amounts of praise, and it earned back like 20 times the amount of money that they spent on it.
Wow.
And it just was a huge success. And they have the Suicide Squad coming up. They just had Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
And they have Aquaman 2 coming, and Shazam 2, and they have the Batman coming next year. So they have a very rich future ahead of them. While Marvel, on the other hand, is looking more and more bleak.
They're descending into atrociousness.
Descending into the multiverse of madness.
Jesus.
Descending into the toilet.
Are you looking forward to Thor: Love and Thunder?
That's a very divisive movie for me. I am looking forward to it. I know that what's his name?
Chris Hemsworth.
No, Christian Bale, who played Batman in the Dark Knight movies. He's playing a villain in that movie, which is very exciting. And you also have Thor and stuff, and Taika Waititi is back to direct, and it's going to be even crazier and even funnier and even more mad than the first, than Ragnarok. But at the same time, they're bringing in Jane to become the new Thor, and she was the worst part of the first two Thor movies. Well, it's debatable if she was the worst part of Thor: The Dark World or if it was Malekith, the villain. But she was definitely top two.
Imagine if she changes her name to Thor.
Oh my god.
And Thor changes his name to Jane.
Oh my god. In the comics, she's known as female Thor. Like, who the hell cares? No one in the right mind would actually like to see Jane becoming the new Thor. She's just a terrible, terrible character. And I haven't liked Natalie Portman in anything I've seen her in. No Strings Attached, Star Wars, everything I've seen her in. It's just a garbage actress. And I hate her.
Yeah. You hate her.
Yeah. And they're also bringing another storyline from the comics, which is her having breast cancer, and she's going to have breast cancer in the film, and that's going to be a huge part of the story. Who the hell cares to see someone lying in the hospital with breast cancer? We want to see fucking
Maybe
Thor
she's becoming Maybe she's coming because they're trying to make her the new Walter White or something.
Except she's not going to be, because Walter White is cool and she's a pile of garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the MCU is looking like the most it's having the most garbage future ever, and I'm not excited for barely any of the things they have coming out. We don't even know how long it's going to take for them to actually release everything they have, because of all the coronavirus delays and stuff. But so it's very interesting to see how they are ruining their own reputations.
Yeah, I mean, how much money do you think they will make on average per movie in, say, 5 years? I mean, it's not going to be much if they continue like this.
It's probably going to be like max 400 million per movie, which is extremely little. Especially didn't Endgame make like 3 billion or something? 2.78 billion or something, I think.
Okay.
So it beat out Avatar.
Which is yeah.
And people are actually thinking that Avatar 2 is going to surpass Endgame. Although Avatar was only popular because it was the first movie in 3D and it had the first movie to have like really beautiful 3D CGI graphics. But now, Avatar is not going to make nearly as much money as the original did. It's probably not even going to break a billion. But I also doubt that. I also doubt that any Marvel movie will ever top Endgame. Some movie might be able to one day, but not from the MCU.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, what do you think? You think Martin Scorsese would enjoy the Eternals?
That's probably the only Marvel movie he would ever enjoy. Or perhaps that and Shang-Chi.
Jesus.
And he's probably also going to enjoy like the symbolism of the beautiful breast cancer in Thor: The Love and Thunder and whatever as well.
Yeah.
And
Didn't
Marvel also has.
he say that like?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marvel also has. Well,
Didn't he say like? Didn't he say like movies are supposed to show psychological battles and that kind of stuff?
I think so. He's stupid and ugly. I
Uh-huh.
hate him.
So do I.
He's a poopy poop head.
Fuck him.
I know, right? And you saw the way he reacted when Eminem showed up on at the Oscars. He just looked at him like he was some sort of fucking idiot.
I mean, he probably expected Mozart to be going out.
Oh, what the hell is wrong with him? How can you not be excited when Eminem shows up with a surprise performance?
I know.
I'm forever going to hate him. I never forgive him. And the Irishman probably sucks.
I mean, it's mediocre at best. Because it's just way too long, and it's very boring towards the end.
But you enjoyed Goodfellas, didn't you?
Yeah.
He directed that movie, I think.
I mean, I'm still not gonna forgive him for what he said.
No, and did and acted towards Eminem, and all the other terrible films he makes.
Yeah.
And Marvel also has Blade, Fantastic Four, and Mutants movies coming up, and they all sound as boring. Yeah, Mutants. That's X-Men. And they all sound as boring, bland, and uninteresting as you could imagine. Like, Fantastic Four has always been a disaster in the movie business or in the industry. Like, every movie, especially the one from 2015, was just pure garbage. Not even pure garbage, dirty garbage.
Would you say it's worse than Thor: The Dark World?
No. But it's close. And X-Men used to be good, not all of them, but like Logan, Deadpool, and whatever were good because they could take risks and they had the R ratings and stuff. And that's something Disney and the MCU will never do. They will never give them the R rating. They will never do anything to actually make the movies good. They will just turn them into the faceless MCU formula that has worked for them so well the last years. And they will expect that it's going to work fine going forward, but in reality, it's definitely not.
I mean, aren't like film critics and stuff like really positive to the Eternals and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, it's probably going to win Best Picture at the Oscars or something, just for representation alone.
Ugh.
And it's probably going to be some RuPaul type character that's going to announce the Best Picture, and it's going to be Eternals. It's probably going to go up against Shang-Chi.
Oh my god!
And the next Martin Scorsese movie.
I mean, that would be the worst of the worst.
And he would probably even clap for the Eternals even if they beat him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jesus.
Do you have anything more to say about the MCU?
Nah, I think we've covered it all pretty much.
Okay, so I hope you all enjoyed this podcast. We haven't had one for a long time, but it's fun to do another one now. And we want to do more going forward. So let us know in the comments below if you want to see more podcasts. And also let us know who you want to guest star on the podcasts. If you want more Connor, if you want more Tosh, if you don't want me on there, let me know. But yeah. Hope you join us in the next one, and we'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.
Okay, bye.